And with that, welcome to probably a short episode of Talking Time with Caffeine. And that brings me to our probably main and only subject. Writing. I guess we're just talking about it. Snick, what was your writing inspiration for CDRPG? I gotta get back to playing that game. So you're saying, yeah. Yeah, I've always been interested in writing myself. Ever since I was a kid, I loved writing short stories. One of my goals is still, I guess, kind of still is write a book series. Yeah, I remember one time. I remember you had an idea for a book series too, didn't you? Like a 4-part series. I remember something about it happened. Something about, I can't remember exactly what it was. It was like maybe like mutants or something, or monsters and hiding. You want to talk about while I get this finished setting up? The finishing at the podcast. I set it up on the fly, alright? Alright, well, I guess I'll talk about mine then. It's maybe you can think of more stuff about your book when I'm talking about mine. Alright. So, anyways, I've always liked fan fiction too. Not too, but me. Where I take fan fiction, and people don't know this, is where you take characters from a established universe and make them do whatever you want to. It's kind of like what your RPG was about. Alright. Anyways, yeah, I used to write a lot of Power Ranger fan fiction. I used to be digging the Power Rangers. And other things as well. But yeah, once I got out, I guess I did get out of it. But I was like, I lost interest for a while, and I lost interest again. But anyways, like I said, I know I wrote anything in like 8 years. I've been on a break, I guess, but last few days, like a few weeks ago, I wrote my first fan fiction in like 8 years. Trying to see if if I still had the creative mojo flying. Okay. Oh, you want to talk about it?
More than ever. And that's to reference the fact that in the series itself, Claire basically never mentions Steve again, but I still want to show that she still cares. In universe, my universe.
Okay. Oh. Needed that. Well,
because in Phil's Let's Play of that game, he did actually insult the Death Sting. Like literally the moment he dies, Phil's like, "This is cliche. This is too cliche." I tell you, there was one key scene, a death scene in MGS2.
Okay, that's good now.
There was one key death scene in MGS2 that Phil fucking ruined. Hell, he ruins a lot of MGS death scenes.
What did he ruin?
Well, I can't say here because Brandon hasn't played and he's spoiled.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna spoil him.
Well, I was talking about my series I've had for like ever, and slowly writing on it. You know, the funny thing is, I even bought writing software to help me write this book, and I got it. I spent money on it, and like Premiere Pro, like he's using, I have no idea how to use it. Even though apparently instructions are very simple. That's just me, apparently. Can't figure out simple shit. Anyways, the book really, or series, is it's about me, fictionally. I kind of based it on some real life events, but a little fantasy thrown in there too.
Yeah.
Like, my character, Josh, is his name.
Wow.
Yeah. He's adopted by some neighbors after his family is brutally murdered in front of him when he's a kindergartner. And he kind of, the traumatic event of seeing his family get killed gives him amnesia.
Huh.
So he's like at the... Anyways, he makes some friends, older and younger. When he was younger, he's friends with this girl, Jenny, who kind of a troublemaker. And then the guy who kills his family grows up and becomes the president of the United States.
Huh.
Due to his manipulative nature, he becomes a politician, and that secret of him killing people, you know, is kind of he's hiding it, obviously, you know, because you can't be a president when you're a killer, probably, most likely.
Yeah.
So, and there's also a backstory where all his family and the killer's family go back a few generations, and they were prison guards to a kind of like an otherworldly prison where they trap the most dangerous criminals and demons and stuff. And hey, Mario's in chat.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
Which Mario? MarioTube or the Mario in chat?
Well, I said MarioTube. It says
MarioTube, but
no, never mind. I've been writing fic similar to how CRPG is on how things are like connected in the same universe. It kind of resembles more of the Tommy Westface universe. I've been writing.
Wait a minute. Wait a goddamn minute.
I've been writing some shipping fics with my friend's OC characters he made. Oh, original characters. Shipping. God. Never go to a shipping web. By the way, off topic. Never go to a shipping website because they are crazy. Some of them are crazy. But yeah. Oh yeah, shipping.
Oh, I see.
Josh and Jenny get together eventually, and so
anyways,
you're saying?
So, what do you... Wait, what about shipping?
I said some of the shippers are crazy. People like
shippers?
People that like certain pairings. If you disagree with them, they'll hurt you.
Wait, like shipping relationships?
Yeah.
Oh, I tell you this much. There was this bit, I think there was I noted how Voltron's one of the only modern cartoons I actually watch and like, because I don't like most of them. Voltron had quite violent shippers with it. Like, from what I've heard, they were trying to ship two characters, Lance and Keith, and they were trying to push them. They have a rivalry where the two of them kind of hate each other. There was these shippers that were probably SJWs that wanted them to be a gay couple. And they got so aggressive with some of the staff on the show that I don't even know what it is exactly what happened, but it didn't end pretty.
Yeah, Mario says he's seen some shipping wars recently. Yeah.
Yeah, like, all I know is that it didn't end pretty. But thankfully, the writers of the show didn't cave in. I mean, eventually they did. I mean, eventually, one character was revealed to have a boyfriend, but then that was it. And it wasn't even the same characters that were being shipped.
Yeah, it's cool to have thing as long as you don't. I think it's whatever is fine as long as you don't force it to. You don't force it to fit the story. I mean, if it happens naturally, that's one thing. But you're like, oh, the retcon. These people are suddenly like gay now, or he's suddenly black now, or he's suddenly white now. Like
like what happened to Buffy.
Yeah, like you know what, like.
And there was another incident with Charmed, where they're doing a Charmed reboot, where they cast 3 new actors, and of course all the press is saying, oh, these are very, very strong women, they'll prove to be good role models. And then you know what the 3 actors that were in the original show were like? Like, I forget who was in the... Wait, Alyssa Milano was one of them, and then there were 2 more.
Yeah, the first 3 witches were Alyssa Milano, some other girl, and Shannon Doherty.
Shannon Doherty, like, let's just say she lost her shit when the press started doing that, saying, oh, they're strong women, what about us?
And then she quit 3rd season, and that one girl who freaked out about the X-Men poster took her place.
Oh, Jesus. Rose
McGowan.
Yeah, she's also one of the people that took down Harvey Weinstein, but supposedly she's taken drugs and she's been shown to be a bit unstable. In fact, she was actually arrested for drug possession. She was also one of the murder victims in Scream.
I remember that.
But, yeah, like, let's just say the original actors of Charmed were not happy to see the comments about a reboot. But I just think people are tired of reboots. Especially when they're having forced politics.
Yeah, and not only... I mentioned this on the Season 1 episode of the podcast about reboots. I don't mind reboots for the most part, as long as they're, like, spaced apart, you know... so people can, like, not, oh, it's been 5 years. Let's reboot the series again.
Yeah, that's not good.
Like, see, I think, like, for example, the Turtles cartoon. I think they're on their 4th reboot since I've been alive now of cartoons.
Spider-Man?
Turtles.
Oh, TMNT. Well, Spider-Man's had a lot of reboots, too.
See, and then there's, like, I guess, Batman, another example. I think.
Surprisingly, there hasn't been a recent Batman reboot.
But
in TV. Then actually there has. Never mind.
Like, just like yeah, Gotham. But basically, the movies, like, you'd think they would have the cast and characters from the Batman Dark Knight trilogy in the Justice League, but nope, they just rebooted that again.
Mm-hmm.
Because it hasn't been that recently. I don't think it's been that. Has it been that long since the Batman trilogy?
No, freaking Man of Steel came out 1 year after The Dark Knight Rises. And then Batman v Superman came out 4 years after Batman Dark Knight.
So yeah, but it's a whole new universe again. At least Marvel, for the most part, has kept their universe consistent. Maybe
yeah, not to mention the DC TV shows, the Arrowverse. I mean, the Arrowverse is the closest thing to freaking Marvel that DC has gotten. And even then, the Arrowverse has its flaws. Like, it has a lot of forced politics. And it also has some storyline issues, but overall, it's at least well connected.
So yeah. Well, my story. Oh yeah. Anyways, also, my story also has some of my real life events too. Like my I put my kind of have my bullying in it a little bit, and then it also has possession. Like one of the demon ghosts escapes and starts possessing people's bodies. I call him the voice of all evil. That was my name. I came up. I probably might change it later on, but the name I came.
Merlin's Dark Tower Fortress of Pure Evil. There.
Yeah, it is a dark fortress of pure bullshit.
Merlin, no.
Oh.
No.
Yeah. At least Batman and Robin is so bad. It's funny. Yeah. Think of that. Was the 90s movies and like the 80s movies, are they considered one series, or are they separate?
They pretty much are, yeah.
Like the two with I forget who the first Michael Keaton, and then the George Clooney one, and whoever the one in the middle was.
Yeah, Val Kilmer was the second one.
Yeah. So that's all considered one group.
Well, yeah, first two were Michael Keaton, third one was Val Kilmer, fourth one was George Clooney. They were all supposedly in one series. In fact, supposedly, if the fifth movie had gotten made, they would have actually had Jack Nicholson return to play the Joker as like a hallucination in Batman's mind.
Yeah, I think in that series, apparently the Joker is the one who killed Batman's parents as kids.
Yeah. And in Batman the Animated Series, they worked in some of the Joker's past from the movie, but not a whole lot. Like, apparently his real name, though, could have just been an alias, as well as the fact that he was originally a gangster. But they make the killer of his parents the same one from the comics. It was shown in an episode of Justice League Unlimited in a flashback.
Okay.
Well, actually, hallucination in Batman's mind.
I remember in the Batman cartoon reboot writing that apparently they made Clayman a former detective.
Yeah, like, essentially they combined Two-Face and Clayface into one character because they couldn't use Two-Face because of the Dark Knight.
It was happening at the same time?
Yeah, like, essentially what that was, it was called the Bat Embargo, where most of the Batman characters were reserved for one series only. The idea was that, kids are going to get confused if there's more than one version of the character, though that doesn't explain why every single series was allowed to use Batman.
Asks what? What are you talking about, Pokesaurus?
Oh, shit.
And
asks what? I don't know what he asks what.
Oh, and then I think in that series, the Joker actually created Clayface.
Oh. Well, no, here's the thing with the Bat Embargo, though. So, essentially, most of the Batman villains were reserved for the Batman. Then more obscure villains like the Clock King as well as some original characters like the Batman Beyond characters and the Phantasm were allowed to appear in Justice League Unlimited. And then a select few villains were only to, like Ra's al Ghul and Two-Face, were only to appear in the Dark Knight trilogy.
Apparently, Pokesaurus is in both streams now.
Yeah, he's in both streams, I guess.
He's double dipping.
But no, a lot of fans hated the embargo, especially since it didn't seem to affect all characters. Like Superman characters were, for the most part, unaffected. Not to mention Batman himself, for some reason, was unaffected. But one good example is that the Joker was included in the embargo, but not Lex Luthor. Like, legit, Lex was allowed to appear he was in Justice League Unlimited, he was in Smallville, he was in Superman Returns. He was allowed to appear everywhere, but the Joker wasn't, apparently.
Yeah, Smallville was the last time I actually watched any really got into any Superman series. But I didn't watch it all that much, no. But I lost interest somewhere after, like, I think after the 7th or 8th season. I'm like, okay, I'm bored now.
Yeah, I think part of me thinks Smallville may have gone on a bit too long.
And now it goes another shipping thing right there. I was really shipping thing again. I was really into Clark and Lana, even though I knew they were in it together. I'm like, but it still dragged me. Even I knew in the end he's going to end up with Lois Lane, but it still dragged me into like, ooh, I like these two couple. I like this couple. Even though I knew in my head what was going to happen. Like in the third Batman trilogy, that I knew, oh, that's Catwoman. They're gonna end up together. As soon as I knew which name was Catwoman, like
Doomsday, huh?
They're gonna be a couple.
Yeah, like, I know that some people were probably shipping for Superman to end up with freaking Chloe Sullivan, and now they're probably looking back and saying awkward now that the actor that played her is now being convicted for sex trafficking.
She is?
Yeah, like, she could be going to court for that.
Wow. Like,
Doomsday killed Superman?
Yeah, at least in the 93 comic he did.
And that's what Pokesaurus is saying in my chat, so.
Yeah, I remember that. Apparently that was a big thing in the 90s. Like, Superman's gonna die! And 2 episodes later, he's back!
No, you fucking idiot! I'm trying to rewind something and it's not listening.
Oh,
wow.
You're not listening! I'm Psycho Dad now.
I remember that. I guess that creative writing too. They're like, Superman can't be killed. Oh, we're killing him now. Because that was a big thing in the 90s, Superman's death.
Oh, but then they rushed it big time in Batman v Superman, killing him in only his second movie.
That's the thing I had to complain about. It happened around the same time, I think. That both Civil Wars happened around the same, didn't they? Then the Batman, Superman, and the Captain America, Iron Man happened at the same time.
I don't know if Batman versus Superman was really a civil war. It was mostly just them having disagreeing ideologies.
But they still were fighting each other. But my only problem is with that, I don't have the same problem as people have with that. I think maybe I do. I'm not sure. Is at least with the Iron Man, Captain America one, they had backstory. They had, a few movies, like building up why they're, their rivalry against each other until it finally imploded.
And then Batman v Superman didn't.
It's like, hey, here's two people. Let's fight. Let's put them together and fight. I mean, that's more like a fan fiction some kid wrote.
Yeah, well, they rushed it big time to try and catch up with Marvel, and it didn't work.
See, that's what you don't. That's why you don't rush. Maybe me taking my time on this book is a good thing. If I rush it, then it would suck.
Take that, Hitler.
Like in your book, like you have like a big backstory too, don't you?
Well, yeah, I said part 4 is a full anthology series dedicated to it.
Pokesaurus asked, who do you think would win, Hulk or Doomsday?
I don't know. Either. Then again, I've never seen Hulk die, whereas Doomsday has died, so maybe Hulk.
Yeah.
Well, I say Hulk. I say Hulk too because I don't. Because Doomsday is made of kryptonite, right? I think. So, nothing... I mean, unless he just pounded to death. Unless he just pounds to death.
Well, that's why Doomsday beats Superman, but then the whole thing is, not only would kryptonite not really do anything to Hulk, the Hulk's already made out of radiation, so he's immune to it. Like, a storyline in Justice League involves Lex Luthor. He worked with kryptonite a lot because he was trying to take down Superman throughout Superman the Animated Series plus Justice League. And then a storyline that pops up is that Lex actually develops cancer. Because even though kryptonite is mostly harmless to humans, the thing is, it still emits some radiation, so he actually developed cancer from it.
I think it's something similar in the some series, cancer, but the meteorite shower caused him to go bald. That
was in Smallville.
I know, that's why I said that.
I don't think that's the comic origin.
And also in the Smallville series, I think his parents were a lot younger than they were in the others. Maybe that's because he was still a teenager, and in the Superman series, he's an adult. But
oh, here's a fun fact: the guy who plays Lex in Smallville voices the Flash in Justice League.
Pokesaurus said Doomsday isn't made of kryptonite. That was just one of his clones.
Oh.
So then,
but even then, the Hulk in freaking Avengers, he freaking beats down on the Hulk with the Hulk Buster Iron Man does. He's like, go to sleep, go sleep, go sleep, go sleep, go sleep, and he can't make go to sleep.
What is Doomsday's equivalent in Marvel? I mean, I know Phantos' equivalent is probably Darkseid. Yeah. And I think Ultron's equivalent is Brainiac.
Yeah, probably. The only difference is that Ultron was man-made, whereas Brainiac is intergalactic.
Well, he was Krypton-made, at least in one series.
At least in Superman. In Superman the Animated, in the DC Animated Universe, he was originally the supercomputer that controlled everything on Superman's planet. But he actually knew that the planet was going to die, but he figured it was much more important to save the knowledge of the Kryptonians than it was to actually save them. So he basically left them to die and escaped himself, whereas freaking Superman's parents had to send him out on his own. And then Brainiac decided he was going to collect knowledge from other planets and destroy them too.
Oh, what the hell? Why?
I don't know why.
That's like twisted knowledge.
Yeah, like that's all I remember from Brainiac from Superman. I don't know why exactly he wanted to destroy the planets after collecting their knowledge, but
maybe I remember this. I think maybe it was so no one else could have the knowledge.
So only he would have the knowledge.
That would make sense in my brain, at least.
Huh.
They're like, oh, I'm smarter than you are because I know this stuff and you don't because no one else knows it. Because let's see what else. Oh yeah.
And don't forget, this is in the same universe as Batman the Animated Series, the same universe as Joker Fish, and all that. In fact, probably the biggest episode of Superman was the 3-parter World's Finest, where he and Batman meet for the first time.
Oh yeah, and they fight the Joker.
Well, no, the Joker actually gets a hold of this freaking Chinese dragon statue that's actually made of kryptonite, and he's strapped for cash. So he actually goes to Lex Luthor and basically offers like a couple $1 million to kill Superman using the kryptonite, and then Lex decides, you know what, deal. And the Joker almost does it if it wasn't for Batman intervening. Though Batman and Superman do disagree on things, and they do fight at one point in the first part. Because
they found out his identity. Superman through his X-ray vision.
Well, yeah, Superman finds out Batman's identity because he uses X-ray vision to look through his mask.
And Batman just tracks Superman down.
Yeah, like, and the thing is, Batman also starts developing a relationship with Lois Lane to the point where they're almost considering getting engaged, but then during a freaking scuffle with one of the Joker's robots, like, Batman accidentally gets unmasked and Lois Lane finds out who he is.
Thought my stream tried to die on me.
Hey, Hauser.
Battle Gear Solid alert? You're getting a sound effect?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, and I thought my stream died on me.
Holy fuck. If you could actually find that, you need to send that to me. I was actually looking for that.
It wasn't hard to find.
Hey, Hauser. Have you ever if you're in chat still, have you done any writing for anything like a short story or anything creative that you wanted to do?
In middle school, I made a really shitty fanfic of Call of Duty Zombies Moon Map.
You did?
Yeah.
So middle school Brandon freaking did that crap.
If you want, I can try to find the document and read it.
Ooh. Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then, well, you know my fanfic.
Well, I'm gonna try to find it then. So I'm gonna have to turn off display capture. So. Because I have to rummage through a bunch of shit, and then I'll turn it back on.
Alright.
Let's get a bunch of shit. Oh, look! Oh, look! Oh, my god! I can be an X-Man!
So, Snick, talking about shipping, have you ever liked any couples on TV or cartoon series that you like? Ooh, I like them.
Have there ever been any couples in TV series I ever wanted to ship?
Yeah.
No. I just want to see it unfold myself.
I don't think I've ever been liked an unestablished, except for maybe one time I liked an unestablished ship, because I like Sora and Kairi together. And Kingdom Hearts, obviously. I liked Hajime and Chalky together in Danganronpa 2 and 3. The only couple that I've ever liked that didn't become established, I think, was Naruto and Sakura. But then they both got together in different people, and apparently now their kids might like each other. So. Like with Boruto and Sadra, so next generation skip, I guess. Well, I did like Clark and Lana, even though I knew that they were going to be a couple, because Clark and Lois are going to be, even though they were a couple for a while, but still.
Shrek.
Oh, Shrek and Fiona is another couple, and then there's a donkey and a dragon.
Donkey.
Oh shit! I found it.
Alright.
Oh no.
Yeah, this is gonna be actually shit because apparently I didn't even finish the damn thing.
Oh god.
Just like me. Just like me.
Like, this is such a short, shitty thing. I think I actually turned it in for a grade.
What?
So I literally must have got like the worst fucking grade on this paper. Like, just put a giant F on it.
This thing for goddamn grade.
I think I did as a stupid, idiotic middle schooler.
The moon.
Oh.
Okay,
my
so.
God. Yo. What the fuck?
Yeah, so already this just looks like shit. Like the spacing is all fucking borked. Alright, let's read it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Zombie
No,
Battle
I'll
on
go ahead.
the Bird. By me as a fucking middle schooler. One bright day I had awakened in area 59.9. I was really scared when I heard a knock. Brains! A zombie said. I then saw a teleporter. I said to my teammates, "Get to the teleporter." Then my friends got eaten. I teleported myself onto the moon. I could not breath. I said suffocating breath on the moon breath. How did zombies' breath get on the moon? Then I took a helmet from a half zombie. Then he suffocated. I ran a long way and found a really cool looking gadget. It looked like an alien gadget, so I pressed the button. It turned on and shocked all the zombies that were coming. There were millions and millions of zombies. After 3 hours of zapping and dying, it stooped.
Dude.
Can't breathe.
It stooped. Oh my god. I knew I had to run for it. I ran and ran and ran. I was really trying hard not to pass out. And then get to the teleporter. Just then I got to the teleporter. Then a zombie teleported. And I almost got eaten. He floated away. When I teleported to Earth again, there were no zombies here, so I smashed the teleporter. Oh, before I forget, my name is Nikolai. My age is 37 years old.
What? Oh, you're talking about one that... Wait a minute, is that how it ends?
Yes, that's just how it ends.
That's not even a damn fan fiction. That just sounds like you're describing a match.
It's so stupid.
What the fuck?
Me needed to be kicked in the nuts for this paragraph, dude.
Be like, C. Teacher said like B+.
I don't remember what I got on it, but I must have gotten like an F on that. Like
An F
I
minus.
swear to God. Yeah.
Your teacher's brain must have flatlined when they read that.
Probably.
How long ago was this?
This was back in like 2012 or 2014.
So like about 6th grade then.
Yeah.
Maybe 8th grade.
It was either 6th or 7th grade. It definitely wasn't 8th grade because I was starting to be not stupid then.
couldn't breathe.
Actually retarded.
So Snake, give it Anya a daily Onion about any stuff that you did, like that involves writing.
Daily Onion is shitty RPG. Look no further.
Watch his editing stream.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I could briefly describe the very first projects I tried making in RPG Maker 3.
Okay.
There's a couple, like, literally, they were nothing to run home about. One, I tried to make freaking Nicktoons Unite in freaking goddamn RPG Maker 3, and then I realized that was impossible because there was nothing that could represent SpongeBob.
They didn't have any SpongeBob sprites back then?
No, it doesn't have anything. RPG Maker 3 is so limited on the PS2 that you can really only tell original stories with it.
Ah.
So, and then I tried the lower edge where it was literally just a crossover between Fairly Odd Parents and Danny Phantom, and even that didn't work. And then, probably the one project I would not let go for a while was me self-inserting myself and my sister into Harry Potter.
You did that?
Yeah, I did that.
I think everyone's done that at least once.
Nope.
Oh, except for Brandon.
But yeah, I did that.
I did.
Something
My
else.
sister did teach me that she calls Harry Potter Harry Pothead, though, and I've kind of said that ever since.
I think one story I might put myself with Hermione since we were the same age. Yeah, well, technically, if you think about it, in the book, they were supposed to graduate in 1998, like I did. So makes us maybe a few months older than I am in book canon, at least. I know if the movie canon is the same as book canon. Yeah, but they were in the same. They were the same school year I was, so I'm like, it's possible in my twisted fictional universe. Of course, I think she went the feminist route too. So,
Well, yeah, the actor that plays Hermione did become a pretty big SJW.
yeah. So,
I'll tell you one thing. I really hated the movie Molly's Game, but I was actually kind of happy to find out that Jessica Chastain, who plays the titular Molly, actually does feminism the right way, where she doesn't believe in SJW beliefs.
That's good.
Yes, and she's actually going to play the adult Beverly in It Chapter 2, so now I'm excited for that.
Huh, cool. Speaking of movies, I saw Slenderman with Jesse. Actually, one of the worst movies ever.
You said there was like dubstep sounds when the Slender Man was on screen.
Yes, there is retarded dubstep sound effects. Like, the first time Slenderman gets shown on screen, literally you see him and it's just like it's so fucking stupid.
Oh, god damn it. Wow, 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 wow.
Yeah, and pretty much every time Slenderman is appeared on the screen, like 80% of the time he was on screen, he just stood there and did nothing, like it was just a picture of him.
Yeah, they didn't have the budget for the real Slenderman, so they just freaking just used a stupid picture like Shrek.
So you think you could write
what?
So you think you could write a better Slenderman movie then?
Dude, honestly, Slenderman is so out of date. It's not even worth making a movie. I don't know why Sony even tried. Like, that was a thing that was
Sony
way long ago.
Sony cashed in on a dated trend. That's all. Just like how they cashed in on.
I don't know why they
Too
did,
late.
because it's like so crazy late that they just shouldn't have even.
I mean, I've actually used the Schnick universe to fix some bad stories in games I played. Like, I talked about the recent Sign game and how it has such a bad story. I had to freaking fix it myself by fixing all of its stupid stuff with the freaking Infinity War adaptation.
Yeah.
Is that
Like,
the...
I make it to where, oh, like, legit, one problem I had is that freaking all the characters win the war way too easily. And I'm just thinking to myself, AVGN style, oh, you're gonna win? Thanos crashes down. Well, not anymore, bitch.
Is that the one where Thanos and Darkseid are fighting over the gauntlet?
Yes, like, that's in part 2 after Thanos wins. Still haven't thought of the final battle sequence where all the characters take a stand against Thanos, but then he just pushes them out of the way, and I don't even know who has the last stone yet.
Pokesaurus says, who even cares about Slender Man? What is Slender Man? What was Slender Man anyways? What is he? Like a demon, a ghost, or...
He's like an entity that, like, teleports around and takes children.
So basically like a Piper Man.
Yeah, he just kind of teleports around when you're not looking at him and takes children. I will be right back. I have to use the bathroom.
Okay. But, yeah, Vandalia. So, all I know is that one particular scene I can envision for that story is, you remember that scene in Infinity War where Captain America actually puts up the biggest fight against Thanos?
Yeah.
I was thinking of having Sora do something similar.
You were?
Yeah, like, I'm assuming he's gonna live throughout Cage 3. Like, I better not play Cage 3 and find out he dies in the end or something. I mean, I don't think they're gonna do that, but...
Who's Sora?
Yeah. Like, I can envision it now. Like, Sora puts up the biggest fight with the Keyblade, and then freaking Thanos just grabs the Keyblade with the Infinity Gauntlet, and then Sora's just holding it, like, in a dual stance. Like that, and then Thanos is actually impressed that Sora's holding his ground.
Be like Thanos,
but then he tosses him to the side anyway.
Like Thanos is like, you're impressed with me, kid. Hope you survive. Snap.
Well, so he actually does survive.
I wonder. Speaking of Infinity War and stuff, I wonder how much of that they had planned in advance, or how much of that movie was like. Do you think they planned all these movies way in advance, the storylines, or think they come up?
I mean, they probably planned it in advance. Like, probably the only stuff they had to get be a bit fast with was when they got the rights to Spider-Man.
Did they really get the rights to him, or they're just sharing the rights for it?
They're just sharing the rights, but technically they still have... Well, they have the right... Obviously, they retconned Iron Man 2 to have this kid wearing an Iron Man mask to be a young Peter Parker.
Oh, so that... Okay.
And, obviously, they only worked in Spider-Man recently, whereas they probably had bigger plans for the other characters for a while.
Yeah. Like, I think the Venom movie is probably just Sony and not Marvel, too.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't have high hopes for the Venom movie. Which is a bit unfortunate, but... In all honesty, they should just be in one universe. Like, why is Sony trying to make it its own thing?
Like, didn't it already fail twice with Fantastic Four and...
I mean, well, the Sam Raimi trilogy was a success, but then they did the reboot way wrong, and now they're doing the reboot thing. I mean, well, Spider-Man in the MCU is okay. It's definitely good. But making standalone Spider-Man villain movies without Spider-Man, how's that going to work?
Is he a villain in that movie, or is he the good guy?
In Venom, he's more of an anti-hero, they're saying, but he's more of the hero.
Yeah, because I've been villains in both. I mean, in the series, in the 90s series, he was a villain at first. Then I think later on he became more like a. When he fought against Carnage, they kind of teamed up against him.
Yeah, they did. They teamed up reluctantly, and then after that, Venom was pulled into the void with Carnage, and then he was never seen again.
Yeah, I remember the thing about Carnage in that series was Venom said, "We do this, we do that," and Carnage's like I.
Well, I think that's the idea. Like, legit, Venom has enough control over his mind where Venom is two separate entities, Eddie Brock and the symbiote, whereas Cletus Cassidy is so insane that he and the symbiote just merged into one and are basically one and the same.
Tokisaurus says, Sony is selfless and dumb.
Same thing with crossplay.
Yeah. Except, it's the only crossplay Sony has now going to be Kingdom Hearts 3 when it comes on Xbox.
Well, I don't think there's multiplayer in KH3, but no, Sony has crossplay with PC, just not Xbox and Switch.
Ah, caffeine gone. Woo. Oh. Mm. Huh. So what was your story in the original RPG, the one that you played originally? Before
the story in PS2 game?
Yeah.
Basically, Sephiroth was going insane and wanting to take over the world, and a whole bunch of heroes had to stop him. But then it slowly became more and more about the evil camp as development went on.
And that happened in your mind before your RPG Maker's RPG?
Before Shitty RPG, yeah, it did. Though Shitty RPG 2 is going to take the plot of the PS2 game and merge the two together.
Oh.
Brandon's back, so I don't want to spoil it.
Okay. I'll tell the plot. If I ever get enough money to buy VX Ace, or like if it was on sale again.
No, you don't have to buy it. I just have to send you the game. You just can't edit it.
No, I meant for my RPG.
Okay.
My original title was called, at least working title right now, was called The Snick Wars.
Oh god.
It was based on I based it on a few years ago when you had that Snick Army versus the Dora Army. When you were at the end of your Let's Plays, you kept on having characters like, these people have joined the Snick Army.
Yeah, I was doing that for a while, then I kind of dropped it.
I'm like, ooh, that's a good idea. So my original story is based on that kind of, but with some of my characters in there, and where you have to where you're blowing up you're going around blowing up an army on different worlds. Like, join my army before the Universe 2 Shrek comes over here.
Shrekky.
So we got.
Then again, I don't know if Brandon's back because it still says BRB.
Because we gotta stop our universe from being destroyed like Universe 2 was destroyed. So
yeah, like that crap is still that crap's gonna be part of Shitty RPG 3. The only time the doppelgangers from Universe 1 and 2 meet.
Oh yeah. But I said my main problem right now, at least with MV, I'm sure there's out there somewhere, is finding all the sprites, the characters I want to use. I can always make my own sprites, I guess, but that would have to mean I know how to draw or photo editing, and yeah. I guess finding good face artists would be good enough. I guess for sprites I could just do like generic sprites, I guess, and make sure that when they're talking, their face picture is who's really talking. I can do that, I guess. Think about it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I know that's I know this is a blonde girl. But that's Kyrie, you know, whatever or whoever. Like, yeah, I know the thing says Hulk on their picture, but that's Sora. Totally Sora. Oh God. I know you, and you warned me too. You like MV is the more recent version, but there's probably not good things for it.
Yeah, there really isn't. It's not a whole lot, at least. There's a lot more for VX.
Yeah, I didn't listen.
Uh-oh, we might be getting the end screen for... Hang on, we might be getting the end screen for Shitty RPG. You want to see?
Sure.
Oh, but there's no music. What the fuck? Oh, here it is.
Wait a minute. No. Alright. Let's see. Okay, just adjust this a little bit. Come on, adjust, I said. Oh, stupid thing. Alright. Here we go.
Does it see it?
Hold on. It's good as I can get it right now. It's not very good, at least on my end. There. Adjusting. Stupid! God damn it. This is why I hate...
Jesus.
There, I think that's fine. Close enough.
So, what do you think of it?
I like it, but more people can see it. There, now people can see it. What do y'all think? You're gonna chat. What do you think of the end screen? The end. See, there's Luigi, Sora, Mario. Is Tails there?
No, he's not.
Ah.
I don't know. Jesse didn't put him in, but maybe he can later.
Oh. I like it. Because I would have question mark at the question mark. The end.
I mean, well, it's the end of this story, at least. I mean, don't forget, Cage 1 set up a sequel, and it had just the end without a question mark.
Yeah. Of course, at that time, did they really know it's going to be a sequel or not?
Well, they did kind of set up a continuation. Like, even Cage 2, they pretty much knew they had a franchise at that point. They still did just the end. In fact, I might actually...
Alright. Oh, alright. So I'm trying to wrap this up, I guess. Alright. What did we learn today?
We learned creative writing has many possibilities, both good and bad.
We've learned that we both need to hurry up. Like, I need to hurry up and get off my ass and get to working again. I finally finished my projects.
Okay.
Oh, and I'm thinking of doing a new series on YouTube called Fan Fiction Friday.
Oh, okay.
Right, either write a new fan fiction or read a fan fiction. I still might need help with the editing part of it. And maybe we can have games for us for the picture, like the pictures for the fan fiction that you can edit into me reading the thing. Well, anyways, join at least me and Snick on Tuesday for episode 68 of the podcast, season 6, where we'll talk about whatever comes up at that time. Alright.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.
And join us over on Brandon's stream, probably, if he's still doing it or not. I don't know. Should we just talk about whatever? Never stop learning. Enjoy the randomness. We'll see you Tuesday. Bye.
Bye-bye.